You are not poor because you are lazy. You are not poor because you made bad decisions. You are not poor because you lack talent or intelligence or ambition. You are poor, or you know someone who is, because of a system that was never explained to you. And in the next 9 minutes, we are going to show you exactly what that system looks like. Every gear, every trap, every invisible wall. Because here is the thing about a trap. The only people who stay inside it are the ones who never knew it was a trap to begin with. Let us start with a number. 73. 73% of people never escape the income class they were born into. Not because they didn't try, not because they didn't want more, but because the game they were playing had rules they were never shown. Think about that for a second. 7 out of every 10 people you know will die in roughly the same financial position they were born into. And the 3 who escape? Most of them will tell you they did not figure out the rules. They stumbled onto them, by accident, by luck, by meeting the right person at the right time. Imagine how different the world would look if those rules were shown to everyone. That is what this video is. Here is the brutal truth about poverty that nobody talks about. It is not a starting point. It is not a phase. It is not something you simply work your way out of. Poverty is a loop, a perfectly engineered, completely invisible, self-tightening loop, and the longer you stay inside it, the harder it pulls. Let us show you exactly how it works. It starts with low income, not zero income, just not enough. Enough to survive, not enough to breathe. Rent, food, utilities, transportation. By the time those are paid, there is nothing left. And when there is nothing left, there is nothing to save. No emergency fund, no buffer, no net. You are one disaster away from complete collapse at all times. One hospital visit, one car breakdown, 1 week of lost work, and suddenly you are not just broke, you are in debt. And debt is where the trap really begins to close, because debt charges interest, and interest does not care if you are having a hard month. It takes its percentage from every paycheck before you even see it, which means you have even less than you had before, which means the idea of investing, of putting money somewhere so it can grow, becomes almost offensive to even suggest. Invest what? There is nothing left to invest. And because nothing gets invested, nothing grows. Your money does not work for you. You work for your money. Every hour, every day. And because you are always working, always surviving, always catching up, there is no time. No time to learn a new skill. No time to build something different. No time to even think clearly about how to get out, which keeps your income low, which leaves nothing to save, which means more debt, which means no investment, which means no growth, which means no time. The loop closes, and it starts again. Tighter this time. This is not a story. This is the daily reality of 3.4 billion human beings alive on this planet right now. 3.4 billion people inside a loop that most of them cannot even see. On average, it takes 4 generations for a single family to break one poverty cycle. 4 generations. That is between 80 and 100 years to escape a loop that no one chose to enter. Now, let us talk about the other side. Because wealth is also a loop, a completely different one. One that works just as automatically, just as invisibly, just as relentlessly, except in the opposite direction. It has a name: compound growth. And it is without question the most powerful financial force in human history. Here is the simplest way to understand it. $10,000, invested at 10% per year. You do nothing else. You do not touch it. You forget it exists. After 10 years, $25,000. You created $15,000 from nothing, from waiting. After 20 years, $67,000. After 30 years, $174,000. After 40 years, $452,000. From 10,000, one investment, 0 additional work. Now here is where it gets genuinely disturbing. The person inside the poverty loop is not standing still while this happens. They are going backwards. Their debt is growing. Their interest is compounding. Their options are narrowing. While the compound curve is accelerating upward, the poverty loop is pulling downward at the same time. The gap between these two lines does not grow slowly. It explodes every year, every decade. And the cruelest part, the people furthest from wealth are the ones who need compound growth the most. But they are the ones with the least access to it. Because you need money to make money work for you. And when every dollar is already spoken for, the machine never starts. Now we need to talk about something most financial videos refuse to touch. Because numbers and systems are easy to talk about, this next part is not. There is a wall between where most people are and where they want to be. And it is not made of money. It is made of thought. Specifically, the thoughts you were handed before you were old enough to question them. Thoughts like, rich people are corrupt. Money changes people for the worse. People like us do not end up wealthy. I will start saving when things get a little easier. The system is designed to keep people like me down. Now, before you agree or disagree with any of those statements, understand what they do to the person who holds them. They make staying exactly where you are feel not just acceptable, but logical, even noble. If rich people are corrupt, then not becoming rich is a moral decision. If the system is rigged, then not trying is wisdom, not weakness. If people like us do not end up wealthy, then not planning for wealth is just being realistic. You see how the belief protects the loop? You see how the thought becomes the cage? Now look at the other side. People who build wealth from nothing, and researchers have studied thousands of them, do not think about money the same way. They see money as a tool, neutral, learnable, buildable. They do not ask, can I afford that? They ask, how do I make it so I can? They do not wait until they have more to start investing. They invest first, even if it is $10, and figure out the rest after. And most importantly, they do not see their starting point as their ending point. They see it as data, information about where they are, not a verdict on where they will end up. Same world, completely different operating system. And here is the hardest truth of everything we have covered today. The operating system can be changed. Not easily, not quickly, but it can be changed. And it starts not with money, but with seeing. Poverty is not a character flaw. It is not a punishment. It is not destiny. It is a system, a loop made of income, debt, time, and belief that feeds itself, that protects itself, that perpetuates itself across generations without anyone designing it, without anyone running it, without anyone even fully understanding it, until now. Because you have just seen it. You have seen the loop. You have seen the compound curve. You have seen the mindset wall. You have seen the machinery behind one of the most persistent problems in human history. And that changes something. Not everything, not immediately, but something. Because the people who escape the loop almost always say the same thing when you ask them how they did it. They say, I finally saw it for what it was. Not bad luck, not fate, a system. And once you see a system, you can start to find the places where it breaks, the places where you can step out, the places where you can build something different. None of what holds you back is your fault. But what you do with what you now know, that part is entirely yours. The loop is real. The exit is real too. And this video was the first step toward it.